Good morning, everybody, and welcome. I am recording this session, which I'll put up on YouTube later, so it might be, having settled you, that you might need to just give your computer permission to continue. But if not, just please carry on resting. So if you've just joined us, I just gave the suggestion that we're going to start from lying this morning, and that you might like to lie with your legs on a chair or on a sofa. And also just a couple of things before we start. Please remember that you don't have to do what I say. What I'm saying is just a suggestion. So in yoga, this is all about you learning to listen to your inner voice. And this is particularly important in the session today when we're going to be talking about balance and learning to listen within. So if something feels too much or you feel that you'd rather rest, then please do that. And the other thing is to remember that you don't need to keep looking at your screen. You can just listen to my voice. And, you know, the main thing is that you enjoy this and you get some rest and peace from it. So I'm just still letting people in if you are looking at me and you see me staring manically at the screen. But I just want to introduce the topic of what we're going to be focusing on today. And it's all about balance and harmony. And actually what happened was I put something on Facebook, on our Facebook group, about, you know, what other topics would people like me to cover? And somebody said, could you be covering balance when the world is so unbalanced out there? How can we develop more balance? And I started to think about this and thought this is really relevant for our yoga practice, because there is actually a lot of philosophy about this. So I'm just going to talk a bit. I'm not going to talk too much because I'm very aware that if you've got ME or long COVID, listening to somebody talk can be tiring. So I will do my best to not talk too much, but I think there are some important points here. So we need a balance of our inner life as well as our outer world. And this is all about us making friends with our mind and being able to be peaceful and to be quiet. And for many of us, when we became ill, this was perhaps one of the most challenging things, because we might have been used to being so active and, you know, having our senses outside. It becomes very difficult to be still and with ourselves. But as some of you know, I believe we get ill maybe for this reason, to help us to become quiet. So as I say, we need this balance of both. So we use yoga really as a way of helping us to turn our gaze inwards. And the second Yoga Sutra, which is often considered the most important, is Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And it means that yoga comes about when the mind is quiet. And if our senses are always externalized on the world, our mind can't become quiet. So we can think of yoga and also maybe our health as being an opportunity to become more friendly with our internal world. So I just also want to add that yoga therapy, one of the definitions of illness, is a disconnection to our inner light. And this is a state in Sanskrit known as vyati. Vyati means a disconnection to our inner light. So what we're aiming to do in our yoga practice is to come more connected with our inner light and to see what that is and to understand what is my inner light. And of course, we can use different translations for that. That could be, some of you might like to think of that as Christ consciousness, or our inner Buddha, or inner Krishna, you know, whatever feels right for you, or heart energy. It's all about finding the light in the heart. Now, there's a word for yoga therapy in Sanskrit also, which is chikitsa, and this actually means to recover balance. Now, it's said in yoga therapy that being ill can pull our attention outwards because we're focusing on discomfort and illness, maybe fatigue. And this also means we might lose connection with our stable core. And then the final Sanskrit word I'm going to use this morning is pratyahara, which is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. And this means to quieten our senses so that our senses are not pulled out in every direction. And of course, modern society, particularly the news, encourages us outward, and it might encourage us to be, in grief and distracted. So what we're doing this morning is coming back to ourselves, coming back to our stable core. So this session in particular today is about finding our stable core, reconnecting with our light, and finding balance at all levels, so that we're balancing our inner world with our outer world. So just start by making a connection with your body if you can. So feel that you're coming home into your physical self. And if you've just joined us, we're lying with our feet on a chair or on a sofa. So our legs are elevated if possible, but if not, don't worry. And just check in. Use your awareness to check in and ask the question, how am I? So it's helpful to check in emotionally, physically, mentally. And you might ask yourself, are my senses still external? And that's fine, because we're at the beginning of the class. So we're helping with the yoga tools to internalize the senses, but just checking how your senses are. And if you came last week, you might check which guna is operating. Am I activated? Am I disconnected? Am I in the flow? And you're making all this observation with curiosity, with kindness, with compassion. No judgment. And then see if you can observe balance in your body. So just observe, and again, no judgment here. Is my left side the same weight as my right side? Do my left and right sides feel the same? I quite often find when I really tune in that I've got more of a sense of energy on my right than on my left. So as you get more subtle, you can begin to observe the flow of prana. So just see if you can observe any sensations or tingling or the sense of prana energy in the body, whether it's the same on one side as the other. Remembering this sense of curiosity, not judgment. And then very slowly, just roll your head from side to side. So to the left, maybe, and then center, to the right. And observe if the neck is in balance. Does it feel the same on one side as on the other? And then center the head. Observe the shoulders. Do they feel the same? Is one maybe heavier or more lifted than the other? Again, no judgment, just exploring the body, if you like, because we are not usually balanced, and that's fine. We have different bits that are not always in harmony, and that's absolutely fine. But we're just making this observation, and we're bringing the senses inwards, and we're just exploring, firstly, the physical body. And now we're going to do something called balanced breathing, or in yoga, samana breathing. Now, I'm actually going to read something from our new book, Breathe, Rest, Recover, because it's all about balance, and it will explain why we are going to do balance breathing this morning and what positive effect it can have. So just listen at first, and then I'll direct you to the practice. Balanced breathing, sometimes known as coherent resonant breathing, involves a rate of approximately 6 BPM, 6 breaths per minute, with an even inhalation and exhalation. So the point of balanced breathing is the inhale and exhale are even. The average inhale is for 6 seconds and the exhale is 6 seconds. However, we're going to start much more gently. So I'm going to encourage you to begin gradually with this practice and not to worry too much about the exact number of counts. You build up to this ratio. So the aim is for a balanced inhalation and exhalation to regulate the nervous system. So an inhale and exhalation of 5 or 6 counts is something to work towards. Many people can't breathe this slowly. So in the beginning, start with a count of maybe 2 or 3 as you inhale, 2 or 3 as you exhale, taking your time to adjust. So you might like to begin to start this now while I just continue to read a bit more from the book. Clinical reports that when we breathe with an even inhalation and exhalation, we improve biomarkers of health, such as heart rate variability. Coherent breathing harmonizes and synchronizes all the systems of the body, so we exert less effort and we soothe the nervous system. In particular, this breath is effective for those with PTSD or depression. Coherent breathing has been shown to increase the response and activity of the parasympathetic nervous system, reduce the breathing rate in general, which lowers symptoms of anxiety, and helps to alter the brainwave pattern. So we enter what is often referred to as flow state. So if you like, you might like to place your hands on your belly. And just breathe gently, inhaling and exhaling through the nose if you can. As you tune into your breath, start by counting to 3 or 4 as you inhale, using the same count as you exhale. If this is too challenging, start with a lower count, such as 2. So just do what you can, don't force anything. Over time, and probably not today, you can build up to a count of 6 on the inhale and 6 on the exhale. But for now, just do what is comfortable. There should be no effort. Let both the inhale and the exhale be gentle and without exertion. And if you're struggling in any way, lower the count. If you aim for a balanced and even inhalation and exhalation, then you are breathing coherently. If you don't like to count, you might like to just observe an even inhale and exhalation. And of course, if you want to return to normal breathing at any time, you can do. And while you continue to rest and breathe, I'm just going to read a little bit more about yoga. So in yoga, samana is also known as balanced breathing, but samana is a type of prana or energy. It's actually located around the belly. We refer to coherent or balanced breathing as samana breathing, and this alleviates agitation and restlessness. It revives us from feelings of fatigue, lethargy, and sluggishness. This type of breathing fosters a sense of balance and tranquility, leading us to a state characterized by the guna as sattva. It brings all the body systems into equilibrium, promoting harmony with body, mind, and spirit. Now, I'm not saying that you're immediately going to have all that happen today, but if you continue to practice this when you're out of your yoga session, maybe before you go to sleep at night, you are going to begin to notice changes. And because we're talking about withdrawing our senses as well and bringing our world to a more internal focus, just bring your awareness to the pause after the exhalation before the inhalation naturally arises. And allow yourself to drop into that sense of silence there. And now, leaving your balanced breathing, return to normal breathing. And again, just make this observation: how am I? And just be aware of any subtle changes that breathing rhythm has brought to you. Maybe the mind is calmer. Maybe you're feeling more present. Just observe how that breathing rhythm has affected you. Again, without judgment. And then we're going to make some very exceptionally gentle movement now. So if you like to take your legs down to the floor, so that might mean rolling sideways or just gently taking your chair away. Come down to your mat or support if you're lying on something else. And just hug the knees into the chest. And just roll and rock out the spine from side to side. So because we're working with this sense of balance and samana, I think we're going to start this morning with a very gentle twist, because this is quite helpful for observing how we are on one side and how we are on the other side. And again, this is going to be an exploration with curiosity, so there's no judgment. So again, if you like to now bend your knees, have your feet heels close to your buttocks, feet hip width apart. Take the arms out beside you like a cross. You can have the palms up or down. And you might like to have something under your head just to lengthen the back of the neck. And we're just going to make some very gentle twisting movements with the breath, but not taking our knees all the way down at the beginning. So if we can, we work with the breath. So take an in-breath where you are, and then just very gently take the knees towards the left, but not all the way down. Breathe in and come back to center. Look at the screen if you're not sure. Otherwise, listen to my voice. On the next exhalation, take your knees towards the right. Breathing in, come back to center. Breathing slowly with the breath. Exhaling, maybe the knees come a little further down. Inhale, come to center. Exhale to the other side, and this time roll the head to look over the opposite shoulder. And just continue like this in your own breathing rhythm. But focus on how the hips are feeling and how the knees are feeling. Keep the shoulders aligned on your support. Keep the shoulders below shoulder level, so you're not introducing any tension. Just observe tension or relaxation. Again, no judgment, but just see, am I different on one side from the other? And if you are, that's fine. And then next time the legs come to the right, just take the knees all the way down, putting a cushion there if you need to, rolling the head to look over the left shoulder, and just rest here for a few breaths, just letting your awareness float around your back. Let's keep your awareness in your back, observing, is there pain? Is there tension? Is there relaxation? How is my back? Can I step back and observe this neutrally? And feel on every exhalation that you are releasing more and more into the posture. The exhalation is the releasing breath. The inhalation is the stimulating breath. So let go on the exhalation. And then inhale when you're ready, centering the head and the knees. And take that to the other side. Knees and head going in opposite direction, using any pillows or cushions or blankets you might need under your knees. And again, just observe your back. Let your awareness just drift around the back. Without comparison, just observing if things feel different on this side. And again, having this sense of releasing more and more on the exhalation. And then when you are ready, inhale, bring the knees back to the center the head. And then just draw one knee then the other over the belly, just to counterpose a twist. And gently rock out the spine from side to side. And then do whatever you need that you feel your body might need to bring it into balance. So that might mean to immediately rest, or it might mean to stretch up the arms and the legs, or it might mean to shake out the legs and the arms in what used to be known as the dying fly posture. So just do whatever, really listen in. So this is kind of like creative expression just for this part. Rather than me telling you what to do, you listen in. What does my body need? Does it immediately need to rest and lie down? Does it need a bit of stretching? Does it need a bit of shaking or rocking? So you just apply that and then come back to a comfortable resting position. So really let yourself be guided by your inner voice, your inner wisdom, not your ego, but your heart. What do I need? What's most nourishing for me? And then while you rest, apply samana or coherent breathing again, balanced breathing. So just focusing on an even inhale and an even exhale, slowly through the nose from the diaphragm, if that's okay, just for a few breaths. And then we're going to do one more posture before we come into our yoga nidra. And I thought, because we're talking about balance and samana, it would be really nice today to do a lying tree posture. And as always, this is optional. So you only join in if you're feeling okay about doing this. So bring the feet together. Start from lying. I'm going to do this with you if you do need to look up. And then we're going to bend. We're going to start by taking the arms out to the side, just below shoulder level, like a cross, just like we did for the twist. And then we're going to bend the right knee. So the sole of the right foot is next to the left knee. And then we're going to open that knee out to the side. So if you need to put something under the knee, like a cushion, please do so, because you're opening the hip. And then with the left foot, classically in this posture, we would flex the foot slightly, but if that's too strong for you this morning, you can remain with the foot relaxed. And then just take your hands together over your heart. And just for a moment or two, tune in to the energy of your heart. Now, for any time you feel there's too much going on that right hip, just lift the knee up. Otherwise, we're going to straighten our arms up above our head with the palms together. Again, you can use cushions under you. You can either have the arms out straight, so you are got a nice openness from palms above the head to that left foot, or you can rest the palms of the hand on the head. So you're into a lying tree posture. You just take a few resting breaths here. And then when you're ready, take an in-breath and bring the palms back together over the heart and relax that left foot if you had it engaged. Take some resting breaths here. And then when you're ready, breathing in, lift that left knee and straighten the left leg. And if you need to, you can just massage into the groin and relax the arms. And just take some resting breaths, observing how the right side of the body feels to the left. Maybe one side feels longer or heavier than the other. Again, no judgment, just observation. And then when you are ready, we're going to take that to the other side. So bring the feet together. And this time you're going to bend the left knee. So the foot is next to the right knee. And then you can open that right knee out to the side. Again, placing cushions or padding there if your hip is tight. And bring the palms together over the heart. And if you are not too tired, you might like to engage the right foot, flexing the right foot. But if that's too much, keep the right foot relaxed. Just take some resting breaths here. And you can either remain here, or if you would like, take an inhalation and take the arms up over the head, either resting the heel of the palm on the head or stretching further up. So you've got this feeling of opening between the palms of the hand and the right foot, feeling the rib cage open, so the diaphragm is free. And breathing. Just enjoying the feeling of the body opening, creating space. Feeling maybe the left buttock is heavier than the right buttock. And then when you're ready, breathe in, bring the hands back to the heart center. Take a few breaths. Relax that right foot. On another in-breath, lift the left knee, relax the arms beside the body, stretch out that left leg. And again, just take some resting breaths, observing how different the body feels. It feels heavier, more released on one side than the other. And seeing if you can begin to observe a sense of peace as your focus goes inwards. So just resting our awareness on inner stillness, resting as awareness. So thoughts may come, thoughts may go, but they are held within a container of silence. And if you can, just rest your awareness on that silence. Because this is your true self. This is something which is always dependable and solid and there for you. And this is what will support you. If ever the external world is too much, come back to this sense of yourself. And now we're going to get ready for our deeper relaxation, our yoga nidra. So I'll just give you a few minutes if you like to put on socks or jumpers, cushions, support under your head or under your knees, eye masks, whatever you need. And I'm going to turn my camera off. I'll turn it on at the end of the session. So just make any final adjustments you need to make yourself comfortable. So that, if possible, you can remain quite still throughout the practice. So think of my voice being like a rope. So just as you take a rope for support, so with the help of the sound, you can venture in and out of the mind. Just see yourself lying in your room with other people on the same mental level in this quantum field in our community. Almost everyone is emitting the same frequency or vibration. The whole atmosphere is charged with one type of powerful vibration. You can think of this as vibration of friendship and light. In this vibration, you are lying on your support and your body is still. Think of the sound of your breath as rhythmic and slow, and your body in a state of relaxation. If you have a resolution or a sankalpa, please make it now. Make it 3 times mentally to yourself. Keep on listening to me, but without concentration. Don't try to analyze anything. Start by taking your awareness to your right hand thumb and mentally say right hand thumb. Right hand thumb. Second finger. Third finger. Fourth finger. Fifth finger. Palm of the hand. Back of the hand. Wrist. Lower arm. Elbow. Upper arm. Shoulder. Armpit. Waist. Hip. Thigh. Knee. Calf muscle. Ankle. Heel. Top of the foot. Sole of the foot. Right big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. Fifth toe. Now become aware of the left side and become aware of the left hand thumb. Second finger. Third finger. Fourth finger. Fifth finger. Palm of the hand. Back of the hand. Wrist. Lower arm. Elbow. Upper arm. Shoulder. Armpit. Waist. Hip. Thigh. Knee. Calf muscle. Ankle. Heel. Top of the foot. Sole of the foot. Left big toe. second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Now become aware of the back of the body, back of the head, back of the neck, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right buttock, left buttock, right heel, left heel. Now the front of the body, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrow, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, whole nose, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, chin, neck, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, middle of the chest, navel, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, right leg, left leg, right arm, left arm, the whole of the head, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Become aware of the body lying on the support. There is a point where the body is in contact with your support. Bring your awareness to that particular point. The heels and your support. Both heels are maybe on the support, and there's a point where they touch. Now from the top of the head and your support, the back and your support, right hand and support, left hand and your support, right elbow touching, left elbow touching, buttocks resting, heels and the support. Imagine the meeting points of the body and the floor or your support, the whole body and the floor. Become aware of the whole body, the whole body. Just imagine in your mind that the body is becoming very heavy. Awaken the idea of heaviness in the body. Gradually feel that the body is becoming heavier and heavier. The head is becoming heavy. Right palm is heavy. Left palm is heavy. Both arms and shoulders are heavy. The back is heavy. The buttocks and the groin are heavy. The right thigh is heavy. The left thigh is heavy. Both the kneecaps are heavy. Both legs are heavy. Both arms are heavy. The whole head is heavy. The eyes are heavy. The lips are heavy. The whole body is heavy. Keep on thinking that the whole body is heavy and intensify the feeling of heaviness. Then gradually relax part by part. Now feel the whole body becoming lighter and lighter. The head is light, so light it can even rise and float from the floor. The right and left palms are becoming lighter. Both arms and both shoulders are light. The back is light. The buttocks are light. Right thigh is light. Left thigh is light. Right heel and left heel are light. The whole body is light and weightless. As your body becomes weightless, you feel as if it is rising from the floor like a cloud or a mass of cotton. Bring your awareness to your eyebrow center. I'm going to name some objects. Try and visualize them very quickly. Darkness, pink rose, waves on an ocean, blue sky in the evening, dark night, tiny shining stars studded in the heavens, a high mountain range with snow-capped peaks, a ship sailing on the high seas, a white sandy beach, a dark forest, a dove, a galloping horse, a small hut in the woods, a burning fire outside the hut, a stormy night, full moon, a mountain stream, a garden of blooming flowers, sun rising, visualize a large lake with beautiful lilies and lotus flowers. On the lake is a sailing boat, people swimming. Now visualize a lonely wooden hut in the mountains, a deserted valley, a high mountain with snow-capped peaks, a beautiful sunset, chirping birds, elephant, the sound of bells ringing, waves on an ocean, a full moon, a calm and quiet evening in a moonlit valley, a mountain stream, an experience of exhilaration. Now become aware of the breath. Inhale through the left nostril and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right nostril and exhale through the left. Start to practice mental, balanced, alternate nostril breathing. Left in, right out, right in, left out. Come back to the middle of the eyebrows again, the eyebrow center. Leave the breathing. Visualize a rising sun, red like a tomato. Clouds gathering in the sky. Drizzling rain. A pink rose. A sunflower. Apple. Lettuce leaf. A tall pine tree. A cluster of grapes. Snow-capped mountain peaks. Touch pink by the sun. A lotus on a lake. Now, allowing the mind to become quiet, just have a sense of your own presence and your own light, your own inner light. Just bring your attention to your own still, quiet presence. Now, to complete the practice, become aware of the whole body. Visualize your whole body and start to become aware of your external environments. Become aware of yourself. Say to yourself, I am practicing Yoga Nidra. Everyone in this virtual space is practicing Yoga Nidra. I am visualizing my body in my space. Next, if you have an intention or a sankalpa, repeat it 3 times with awareness and feeling now. If you wish to remain resting, the invitation is to stay as you are. Otherwise, as you begin to externalize your senses, just begin to make movements with your body. Anything that feels right, maybe stretching or just wriggling your fingers and toes. Just beginning to allow yourself to wake up. Rolling to one side and staying there for a moment or two. When you're ready, and if you would like, coming to a comfortable seated position. So as always, if you experienced a deep relaxation, just give yourself time to come back. So again, it's this idea of balance. So last week I talked about the gunas. Yoga Nidra is quite a tamasic, a heavy practice, but it does help to balance rajas, that feeling of too much activity. So it should bring us to a more harmonious space. So just look around your space, feel your feet on the floor, feel your buttocks on your support. Just have a sense of being in your body and in your space. And if you need to, you can rub your hands together and palm your eyes. Clap your hands if you need to. And again, just close your eyes for a moment or two and observe how you are. And I'm going to give you a reflective question, which is, how can I encourage more balance into my life? How can I bring more balance into my life? So this might be with activities that you do or that you don't do. This might be being able to relax or meditate more, so you've got more of a sense of this inner world I talked about at the beginning of the practice. So we're balancing, we're drawing our senses and balancing our external world by bringing forth our inner world more. Or it might just be with the breathing practice that we did. So a reflective question does not require an immediate answer, but it's just, how can I bring more balance and harmony into my life? And then to close the practice, we're just going to finish with a little bit of balanced breathing. So just take one hand to the heart, one to the belly. And in your own breathing ratio, however that works for you, whether you're counting or not, just have a sense of the inhalation being slow and the same length as the exhalation. Drop your hands to your knees. And again, just observe how you are. And hopefully you feel a little more balanced than you did at the beginning of the practice. And hopefully you've also got some tools there that you can take off the mat. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this session. As always, it's lovely to see you. And I wish you a very balanced and harmonious week ahead. So remember, whatever's happening out there in the crazy world, just stay inwards, just connect to yourself. It's the most helpful, blessed thing we have. So thank you all. Lots of love, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye.